meeting to order at 6:31. Hello, everyone.
Evening.
Hello. We have two guests tonight, Jean Hibbert Larson and Autumn Larson, right? Should we go through our little spiel, then we'll give you guys some time to talk, or do you want to start us off right now? I don't have a ton to say. It's up to you. You can go first and then leave, or you're welcome to stay.
I'm really just here to hear what's going on. For those of you who don't know me, I used to be the commission chair for a while. And so I don't know what to do. And so I just came to get faces and names, and I'm excited to see people I don't know in person. And that's basically it. So we're gonna look at them.
Drag along. Well, welcome. Nice to meet you.
So,
Should we introduce ourselves?
yes, let's do introductions. Mike, can you start?
Hi. Hi, we met in Chelsea's driveway last week. I'm Mike Anderly and Hi, nice to meet you again. Official
That's not
introductions.
creepy at all, Mike. I just want to share that.
Sure. I'll take it.
My name is Jessie Kerr and I am holding on as co-chair with Deborah. I'm new as of January.
Deborah Vendetta. Hi.
Hi, I'm Tina. I've been on the commission since January 2022.
I'm Vince. I wasn't here last month and I'm just getting refreshed.
I'm Dave Solheim. In about a week, I will have been a resident of Estacada for a year. So, and I started on the commission last spring, and I'm a writer and interested in literary arts.
Happy almost home-iversary.
Yeah.
Great. Very nice. Okay.
Oh, and I'm Maddie. I'm on the phone.
I'm Maddie. I'm sorry.
Nice.
Thank you.
Sorry. I'm calling in from Ohio. I hate to be that person, but if anyone talks and you guys talking to the mics, I'm so sorry. But thank you for understanding.
Thank you for the reminder. Jerry will not be here, so we will not have a city council liaison report. Our next order of business is approval of the June minutes. So if you haven't looked at them yet, take a minute, look them over.
Take this moment to make it really awkward.
Crack open the bowl.
Crack it open.
I'll move to approve.
I,
Go ahead.
right?
We need a second.
Yeah, sorry,
You
a
second it?
second.
And then
Sorry.
all those in favor of passing June's minutes, say aye.
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 Yeah, sorry. It was too early with the eye.
Okay. For our review of financial statements, we have,
Had quite a lot coming in the
Yeah.
form of booth fees. We've also had a couple big donations come in, which has been awesome. So from, what was it, PGE, and Paul
Nice.
Strobel and Eagle Foundry, we've had some big donations in there, so it's kind of exciting.
and we
talk
will
about this.
have another 500 coming from Oregon Healthcare Marketplace very soon. So we're in pretty good shape with that, and we have a grant out for 1,500 from Estacada Community Foundation, which we should hear back from sometime this month. And we got the RAC grant for $3,000. Chelsea. Who wrote that? And I did contact them about allowable transfer of funds towards Arts at the Creek, and they were totally okay with that. We just need to do a brief write-up and submit a basic budget to that, and we can transfer funds over to help fund this event.
So for those
And-
that we might want to explain, because it was for the Estacada Creates, and then we thought, well, the Estacada Creates for this year is more than halfway over. So could we use some of those grant funds for the festival since the Estacada Creates? are
Nice.
Yeah,
passed?
and
Yeah, so we had to.
That
switch it
worked
a
out
little bit. They were
That's
quite
perfect.
nice.
totally okay about it.
Good timing.
Yes.
And I'm on the booth fees, everyone that has, with the exception of Dave. I've been sending, like, your payment's been received to everybody that has sent in the booth fees, and Alex been keeping me updated about that.
I have receipts and stuff. I just forgot to bring them. There's,
It's totally, I wasn't sure, like, do they get receipts sent to them?
I haven't been sending them. I've just been collecting them. So if
Okay.
they send a card with it or something, I will staple that with it. Or if they just send an envelope, I've been just saving that with the receipt. So.
Okay, great. I've just
Yeah.
been sending them an email saying like, your payment's been
Perfect.
received. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I'll bring you the receipts
Okay.
tonight.
So, yay.
Yay.
All right.
These receipts, or are there more? We gotten more? I picked up mail on Monday. Okay,
Yeah. It's a big pile of all the good stuff.
okay, yeah, it was here around, I think, lunchtime. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So we did get a good amount of mail correspondence, most of which was receipts, which is good. And we also have the, our annual donation request from Art Back. Their project this year is the Quilt Club mural on the back of, where is it on the back of? The old Art Smith building
Which is
It's in the alleyway
over there.
right next to Reliance.
Behind
Connects
Reliance?
on the
Behind
back.
Reliance,
There's like
thank
that
you.
parking lot behind Reliance. It's on that.
It's a
wall.
beautiful mural.
It is really nice.
Yes,
Yes.
that building. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was before my time here.
Mhm.
So that's their project this year, redoing that one, and they always send us a little.
Do we know
Notice
how
about
much
that.
the commission have we donated before and how much that is?
I do not know.
I think
I
they're
was looking
sending
that-
it to us individually, though.
Yeah,
That's also what this pertains to.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
what
that
this
was-
is.
That's what that is, yeah. So,
and Maddie, I have yours here to give to you later.
I can look and see. Would that be in
Thank
your
you.
budget file that you sent me, Alex? Maybe?
Let me take a look really quick.
I was just gonna look too. Just curious if there was something that we had donated to them or
Mhm.
not, or if they were just hitting us up individually.
I think that they're just hitting us up individually, and I don't know how that would work, although I guess if we all agreed to make a donation to Art Back, I don't see why we couldn't.
Like, we all make an equal, equal donation or something?
No, I'm thinking like as the art commission.
Oh, as commission,
we
okay.
Maybe we
Might be
could,
able to do that.
maybe
I-
we could revisit that after the Arts of the Creek, because we might have a
Yeah.
better idea, like, did we raise money? Did we lose money? Did we, you know, we might
Mhm.
have an idea if we could. I mean, I think it would, I personally think it would be important to donate a little bit of money if we could as a commission.
Mhm.
I would think we should give it serious consideration. And I think one of the things that, if you talk about arts in Estacada, the first thing that comes up is the murals.
Yeah, we want to be
So
supportive
anything
of
we
that.
can do to support that reasonably within our other,
Mhm.
Mhm.
other issues, I think would be a very good idea.
Agreed.
I agree.
agreed.
So maybe we could talk about that at our August meeting after we have a better
Yeah.
sense of what our balance. and
Is
stuff
there, do we know? when
August or
they're-
September,
When
maybe.
they're trying
Nice.
to paint?
Oh,
They usually try and do it late July. Yep, late July.
Are we gonna miss them, or I suppose they can take donations really whenever?
I would think so.
Late July.
They're looking for donations for this month.
And it says to have your name appear on the plaque on the mural, please make your tax deductible donation now. It's a little unclear.
just for the sake of timeliness and discussion, I will move that we give them $500.
I'm just not sure that we know how much
Okay.
money we have, is my only thing.
I was
Okay, I'm
thinking
just-
that too,
I'm-
though.
For the sake of discussion, I'm making a motion.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. I
Okay.
think that's great.
I agree.
I like the amount,
Mhm.
but I agree with Jesse
Okay.
to table it till August.
Fine.
I think if we can, though, that amount would be totally reasonable. Hopefully we can have a good amount.
And a
in
quick check with Elena just at
how that
if
works.
we're allowed to do donations to other nonprofits.
I will check. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will find out.
So for lack of a second, the motion is tabled. Okay, good. That's fine.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know how that works either, but I
Nobody
feel like,
seconds it. If nobody seconds it, you can't do anything with it.
yeah, no, I just
Goes
mean, I
away.
think she means about how we would donate
Whether
money,
we're allowed
Oh,
to
oh, okay, yeah.
but I hope so, because we should definitely support them.
in legal standpoints. So
Mhm.
she has to check on the legality of it.
I wonder if you have to cover costs for proposals.
Yeah, maybe.
When I was on the commission, we didn't have much of a budget,
Mhm.
so we didn't make donations, but, you know, because our annual budget was like $2,000.
Right.
But that's the only thing that comes to mind to me is that if you give a donation to an organization, you may have to open it up. and see,
From others.
but I'm not sure.
That's a good thing to research, I think.
What's the term that you used?
I request for
Thank you.
I can't imagine that we would be all of a sudden handing out money to a bunch of people, but since they're the other like big art sort of movement that's happens in town, we'll have to research.
They're
Um,
surprisingly large amount of arts.
I mean, it would ask us for money, yes. But yeah, if we open the door, I see what you mean. If we creak that door open, we're like, we don't really have a whole lot of money to give. So, no, that's great. More information, share your knowledge. We're all really new at this, so we appreciate it.
Indeed.
Community information.
Actually, speaking of money, didn't somebody say that we were supposed to get money from PACT? Was it PACT? Is that what they called?
Paige,
Page, see?
and I will follow up with Emily Moon about that at some
Okay.
point.
All
Yeah,
right, just checking in because I heard that floated and I'm like, whoops, whatever happened to that?
yep. Reached out, she was busy, like, I can't do this right now, so I'm like, all right, we'll circle back in a couple months.
Mike, do you want to should we go to current and upcoming recent events? Songwriting workshop?
Thank you. The Ellen White event was great. It was light attendance. There was 6 of us there. She showed up with her husband and they're absolutely adorable. She was very professional and well organized. I guess I didn't know the extent of how much training she's done in schools with students, things of that nature. So I found it really informative and fun. She just played the Waterfront Blues Fest a couple days ago, and she's a very accomplished individual and is also very interested in doing stuff in Estacada in the future. So she really likes it here. I kind of told her, getting traction with some of these events is sort of we have to build them. But I think that what she has to offer and the experience and the feedback that I got from everybody there was awesome. So yeah, we'd love to have her back. And she said maybe she does it like once a year or something. And I mean, she gave out her cards to everybody who attended and wanted to follow up and hear some of the material that they were trying to write with some of the instruction that she gave. So it was good. We had a good time.
Great. I think what you said with the events getting traction and stuff with this grant that's come, Deborah and I were talking about how maybe after this month, we should have a meeting that sort of focuses on Estacada Creates and what's been successful and what hasn't been as successful and sort of like broadcast the future of it a little bit. So maybe we can sort of set that on the agenda for
Mhm.
next month or September.
We will have the workshop again in September. So
The
For,
our
songwriting?
our planning workshop,
oh, gosh,
Oh, good.
retreat.
Oh,
The
perfect.
annual-
So
yeah,
we can do that
annual.
then.
Yep,
Awesome.
that'll be a good time for that.
Awesome.
And I think we actually picked the date for that as well already.
Is that on one of our?
I think so.
I don't remember picking the date.
We have, it is on our calendar as September 16th.
Oh, you're right. I do have it listed as tentative.
Okay, so, and then I'm not sure the various states Arts at the Creek promotion. Um. Been putting up signs at the Saturday market. We tabled at the concert. Last week at the Parks and Rec concert in the park, which was great. Gave out a ton of calendars, got a lot of. We networked with a bunch of people, got a lot of stuff out there. We'd really like to continue. I don't know if anyone wants to jump in and help at the events, the concerts between now and the event. Just to get our calendars out there and put our face out there. Talked about maybe the following event, or the next concert in the park, maybe having a big sign to recruit youth artists. There were tons of kids there and I talked to some teenagers. We got a couple people signed up already, but that might be a good opportunity to broadcast the youth part of it a little bit more.
Cool.
So I don't know when the dates of that exactly are. Let's see if I can look it up.
Have we done like canvassing with the calendar and stuff, basically, or,
We just sat there with the bumper stickers
okay,
and calendars, and then somebody brought the guy that was running the event,
Rob Gasco.
and not remember his name, Rob Gaskell.
Mhm.
He brought some of the door hangers that the Downtown Estacada Commission was handing out. And so he was sending people our way. He just said, could we put these here? And I was giving them out with our calendar.
oh, perfect.
So it's just kind of like,
Combo.
here you go. Here's what's going on in Estacada. And then had a,
That's a good idea.
yeah, and then we had a sign up for the arts in the park with the QR code for volunteering.
Okay,
So, it was, we just hung out, chatted, listened to music.
where are we?
Handed
for
out
volunteer?
calendars.
How many more volunteers do we need?
We'll
Or,
get there.
okay, sorry,
No, it's okay.
jumping ahead.
I am too.
You
'cause
said,
it's-
you said
there's
volunteer.
overlap.
Yeah, sorry,
More. We could use more.
definitely.
So there's a couple upcoming, yeah,
The next concert is next Wednesday.
thank you. I was
Yep.
just looking.
Mhm.
The 12th
At
and
7
the
o'clock.
26th. So if anybody
there-
else would like to
I
join
Jump
us
in on one of
tabling,
those. I get back on the 10th.
Would you want to do it the 12th or would you rather do the 26th?
For
I'm happy to do another
me a
one.
moment. that, please. Check the old calendar.
This
I-
must be from another year. Because mine only has July 20th.
yes, that happens.
Hold up a different thing. Maybe it's on their Facebook.
What time are those at?
It's from 7 to
7 to
9.
9 PM. Yep.
I think that a week from today would work better for me than that week of the
Okay.
event is insane.
And I could do the 12th as well. So if you and I do the 12th,
Then will you also just give me the babysitter reminders,
Yeah.
please? Thank you.
Mhm. I'll bring the stuff
I just,
and then we can just do that.
I need all the the support I can get.
Is, do we think that we should do it on the 26th as well? It would really just be a reminder of the,
I don't think anybody's gonna have the bandwidth to do it 3 days
yeah,
before.
that was kind of
the
my thought.
big
So maybe we
event.
should just do it next week and then not worry about it after that.
We should definitely try and get some signage up.
I
too
could
by
just go put up the
middle of-
sign
right,
on the
right.
26th.
That's a good, I think that's a good look, is to just
I
give
like that
somebody
idea.
the.
Okay, Jesse sign. Does anyone here have a more heavy duty sandwich board? I have been working with an easel and bricks and tape and binder clips and it's getting blown all over the place. And the dear people at the farmer's market have been babysitting my sign as it's been blowing all over the place.
It's a little light, it's kind of lightweight.
It's too light.
Yeah.
It keeps getting blown up. They're very nice about fixing it. But just thought I'd pull the room before I like made one out of plywood, which I'm happy to do. I have the plywood, but just thought I'd
My
ask.
stepdad made one for my business years ago and it wasn't plywood, it was thicker wood than plywood, because we put it out kind of like.
You still
lived
have
off,
it?
no, I moved from California.
Okay.
That's from like
Like hardwood or something.
circa 2022.
Even like
or
plywood, I
20.
think would.
2002,
okay.
see, had them in the wrong order. Anyway, it was, kind of about that thick, so it stood up and it was really nice, and then some chains.
Like
So-
beefy, a little beefier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm happy to make one. I just thought I would pull the room before I made one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't have one.
I just have
Public
plywood
Works
and stuff.
tomorrow.
Okay, that's not happening until next week.
No, but I can check
Oh, you can
in
just-
my stuff at
Oh,
Public Works and
perfect.
see if I have one
Okay.
with library stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been, keep coming down. They've been so nice about it. Okay, so that was my thing about that. And then we have the photography class coming up. Do we have more people that have signed up? I haven't checked.
I don't know. I don't have access to that.
I don't know.
Hi.
About which?
It's
So-
the 13th at Ant Farm.
Maddie, could you share the sign up? It doesn't look like I have that shared with me either.
Yes, I'll do it right now.
No, he doesn't have an age limit.
Did you figure the projector situation out? Did they ever respond?
Manny said he had something. I'll check in with him.
So, cause I happened to be getting baked goods from them on Sunday and the lady said who was there knew that there was definitely a projector at Sandy at the cafe.
We have one at the house too.
Okay, and the wall, there's a huge wide open, like bright white wall that probably would be great to just project on. So we don't need like a screen. We just need the projector, I think.
So that's next week. Yeah, so I'll check in with Manny told me I think there's a projector here. That's what I got from Manny.
So I don't know who it was, but the lady that was running the bake thing was like, there's definitely one in Sandy. You just would have to ask.
All right, well, I'll check in with Manny and maybe he can pick up the one in Sandy.
Did you hear that, Maddie? Not sure if she's still there.
Yes. I'm sending you the sign up right now too.
Okay. Do you know how many people have signed up?
Oh, that's exactly what you asked and I did not look. Hold on one second.
We have this lovely couple that are starting to come to all of the events. So
Would
is
like
it
to make a
Tina?
suggestion on the flyers, when you put a QR code in there, that you also put the web address on there, not just a QR code. Because trying to access that from my phone, I could not scan the QR code from my phone with the phone that I was using. There's a way to do it. I don't know how, but you should put the web address on there for those of us who don't know how to scan from our phone
Are you I?
when it's on the phone.
The
What?
print,
Apple?
Oh, heck no.
That's why.
Can you just like,
so the poster with the QR code
Could you
was
show
just
that?
for print. And then the
But what
actual
would-
sign up code is in the Facebook post
Yeah,
with
the
the actual
face-
link.
The
Yeah, I
Facebook
guess I was
poster.
trying to access it before it was posted, so. I
But
had
we
to
have
do
6 people signed up.
wizardry to get it.
sweet.
Nice.
How many?
6?
Nice. So this is,
Hmm.
it's part of the Estacada Create, so it's like monthly workshops that we're doing.
I think she was at the painting class.
Okay, great.
I have the snack stash to get to you. I think we need to get more water.
Okay,
I think I might have a little bit of the water still,
Okay.
so we can coordinate. And I can bring, I'm trying to organize and have like a solid number of calendars and stuff in a box. And so I will either just bring that on Thursday or coordinate with you to get that
next Thursday.
next Thursday. Thank you.
It's okay, I
just-
did the same thing at work today. Not tomorrow, guys, next week.
Right. Well, I'm trying to make it so that we are a little bit, it's a little bit more streamlined. So it's just a box and a checklist. Things like counting the money in our donation jar, things that we need to make sure we're accounting for. So I just want to make it a little bit more organized and then it can just be a really easy box we can hand off to each other. So that's happening next week. Wait, do you want to talk about the chalk walk real quick?
Yes, the chalk walk is really simple. It's just basically giving out tons of chalk to any kid under 12 years old that wants it. We do it at the library, Art Smith, and Yo Treats. And Arts Commission did agree last year that they would split the cost of that. And I ordered way too much this year. And so I spent $715.20 on chalk, which Public Works is so nicely storing for me.
I move that we
Hmm?
support by giving half. That seems reasonable.
That
Chalk
would
doesn't go
be-
bad.
That would be much appreciated.
Yeah, I move that we pay
Just
for
keep
50%.
it dry. Just keep it dry and, yeah.
I'm confused. Who's paying for the other 50%?
The library.
It comes out of my summer reading budget.
So the chalk walk's the library thing? I thought
It
was-
is a shared
Okay, that's. the
Arts
part I was
Commission
missing.
and library thing. Yep.
So can I make that motion again really quick to make it official? I move that we support that and we give 50% of whatever that is to the library.
I second.
I need to recuse myself from this vote because
All in favor aside Deborah? Aye.
Hi.
Can
Thank
I
you.
ask, is it that you're giving it away during that time then,
during the whole week.
during that whole?
So
week?
starting on the 24th and then on the
Nice.
day of the
Okay,
Arts in the Creek, we'll have piles of it there too, and kids can just draw wherever they like.
and I know last year there was that, like, a couple people that were professionally hired to do chalk art. Is
Oh,
that a thing
yes,
this year?
if we want it to be.
How much?
We
was
paid $25 for each chalk block. And Carl and I had arranged that, like, he thought that that was a fair price. They'd done, I think they did like $100 the year before, and I was like, we don't have that in our budget this year. We're not doing 100. But we could do more this year if we thought that was okay. I think there's 8 different very smooth areas on Broadway that people could sign up to do art on.
So theoretically, that would be like
That's
$200 total, $25 for each person.
Yeah. So
What's
it's, we could
everybody's-
do a call for artists and just have them sign up to do that. I know Carl would probably do it. And I have a couple people that have already offered to do it again.
I kind of like the idea of it. Sounds fun, makes it a little bit more.
So is that our current balance at the bottom here? And that's before the arts and the creek thing,
Um,
the 2,000 at the bottom?
Yeah, the current balance is that 2,147, and it does not include the grants that Deborah talked about earlier.
Oh, okay, never
Yeah,
mind
which
then.
is another like,
So it's probably closer to
Two.
5 racks, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
just checking in.
Yeah, so that would be plus 3,000 and 500,
Okay,
so 3,500 more.
continue your conversation.
I don't know, what does everyone think about that? I think it makes it kind of fancy and fun.
Yeah, I think it's great.
I think it makes it feel a little bit more like official and kind
I
of
think it's
alerts
it's
people.
good to have high level examples.
Mhm.
You know, we don't have to demand that of everybody, but to have something that shows this is what you can really do with this medium, that's good.
Yeah,
Cool, cool.
so
Makes
to
sense.
move forward with that, is there somebody that wants to head that up? Or are you already involuntarily volunteering for that?
I will, if Maddie will help me make a nice post to put on
Oh,
Facebook for
Maddie.
that,
You know I
please.
will.
Maddie,
Thank you.
You're a hero amongst women
Yeah,
and
something.
humans.
So that'll correspond with the chalk walk? Or
Yep, so
like the end of it, basically?
that,
Start-
and
or the start
they-
of it.
we'll let the artists do any time during that week. Just, they have to have it done by the 29th. Cool.
Since
Yeah.
we, since it ends on the day of the festival, would we maybe want an artist or two to do
Yes.
blocks at the park instead of just downtown? Like maybe we do 6 downtown and 2 or 3 at the park? Like, I
That's a
mean,
great idea.
it should be interwoven. So if they're at the festival, they look at
Yeah.
the chalk and they go, oh, I'm gonna go here. And if they're downtown and they look at the chalk and they're like, oh, there's another one up there.
It's like somewhat festival themed, kind of, in a way.
Yeah.
They don't have to have a rule book to it or something, but kind of like
Yeah.
art by the creek.
Is it okay if we have chalk available at the event?
Oh,
too?
yeah.
Oh,
Great.
yeah, that's a
Definitely.
good idea.
Perfect.
We had chalk
That's a great
available
idea.
at the.
Oh, yeah.
Last year.
So maybe we should have some sort of sign also at the event that says like, don't forget about the chalk walk, go downtown, pick up some chalk. Like we could make up a little
Mhm.
quick little sign to put up along with the chalk. So what would we think about that? Like how many would we want to have at the park versus downtown?
Are they just packs of like Crayola chalk
Yeah.
thing? like
Multicolored.
crayons, kind of?
And for the artist ones, I have a big bag of street artist chalk that's a little
Oh.
more heavy duty. Yeah.
Okay.
So how many artists
More vibrant.
downtown versus?
Oh. I mean, can we make it like a graffiti wars thing? Like you just go claim your own turf and figure out where you wanna,
I was more thinking like we would want to assign like 3 people find a spot at the park and 5 people are downtown or something like that.
Yeah, but if she's got like $700 worth of chalk buckets, There's gonna be more squares to color. than-
I just meant for the professional,
Okay.
The hired
like if we're
out.
hiring, you know, people we pay was my thought. I mean, everyone else like doing it now.
I mean, I think we should split the effort sort of and maybe try and do a little bit more razzle dazzle up by Wade Creek, considering that we have the upcoming event just to sort of make things more decorated and colorful.
Do like 4 and 4,
yeah.
because 4 would be pretty concentrated at
Yeah.
the park versus more spread out downtown.
I mean, it's a smaller space, so
Yeah.
at the 3-5, the 4-4.
3, 5, 4, 4, something like
Yeah.
that.
But I think that's a good thing too, to offer for the taking up little kids' time and just
Totally.
adding color to the day.
Cool, I'm excited.
Okay, so Maddie and I will put that together and get that out. Hopefully next week.
Oh, yeah. If
Okay,
not-
awesome. Thank you.
Okay,
Yay.
awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna dive into the Arts at the Creek stuff. I don't have a whole lot of updates. But just some things to go through. We have, at this point, we have 16 vendors, which is pretty awesome. I think all of those, but maybe like 4 have paid as well. One is my husband, so sorry, we lost our checkbook. But we've got, so those are like confirmed people. We also have 3 youth artists so far, which is pretty awesome. We just posted for that last week, so pretty excited about that. We talked about not doing outhouses, and I'd like to sort of ask everyone else what they thought. It's not a super long event. We don't know how many people are coming. There are 2 functional bathrooms in the building at the new park, plus the one at the old park, plus the library bathrooms until 5. So we kind of thought, I mean, people aren't going to stay for so long that that's going to be a disaster. And the worst that happens is like a long line on the bathrooms.
They can go to Granny's.
I mean, go to a local business.
Sorry, sorry.
But I think we'll be okay. And we're just thinking about like, we don't want to spend hundreds of dollars. on
Yeah.
something when
Right.
We don't necessarily know if there's.
It
gonna
might
be
not-
some huge
not-
drop.
And
Might
what
not
was
be
the-
necessary.
Oh,
Ridiculous for that, like-
they were trying to sell.
They wanna upsell
They were
big time.
doing one accessible one and 8 other ones, and it was like
Handicap
9, it
free.
was 875 or something like that.
But it would be a couple $100
So
no matter
when
what.
they
Maybe next
do-
year.
when they do the events at the park, the music events at the park, do they have?
Nope,
No, it's all just based on
just
the
use those bathrooms. that
the
are there.
facilities that are there.
Mhm.
And there's 2 new ones in the building that will be.
Mhm. And when I saw
available.
that, I was like, well, then I think.
I
that we
think-
just- No.
And you don't have any hesitation as a employee of the library with any spillover use of that? Is that a public bathroom?
That is a
essentially?
public bathroom.
Okay.
When the library is
yeah.
open.
And it's handicap
Anybody can
accessible.
use
for
that.
Handicap.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
So
agree.
We should
fix The
be-
boxes, so are we all good with that?
I think,
Yeah.
I think that's a.
We'll see how it goes. I
That's a
mean, and
power
then
move.
Mhm.
maybe next year we might have to do that.
Yeah,
Big
depending on,
order or something, but.
yeah,
Yeah,
it just
okay.
felt like an unnecessary use of not,
Especially
but we don't have a
with
ton
new-
of
they have
money.
new ones over there. so it's
And
perfect.
let's face it,
That can
if
help.
it's gonna be a hot summer, which it's gonna be a hot summer, porta potties are beat when it's 90
Mhm.
degrees outside, so.
Okay,
Yeah.
We'll go with that and no outhouses.
It's a good point.
Trying to think about what really needs to be checked in. Tina, you want to chat about the food cart?
So I contacted Killian's Dog, Timbertown Grub, Christie's. And they're all booked. I've emailed some other ones around town and I haven't heard back from them. I contacted a random one in Sandy. A couple in Sandy, but only one responded and she doesn't have catering abilities yet.
I
I'm-
checked in with the Mexican Grill, who's also Pepe's, and they're catering a wedding and the.
And I think that's the one that didn't answer me.
Oh, yeah, I just went there today, and then the teriyaki guy is leaving for the summer, so he won't be around either. I also emailed Kona Ice just out of curiosity.
The Grammys Donuts has a website, so she's doing the Gresham Farmers Market all day till
Okay.
2. I could ask her, but I wouldn't think she'd want to do something from 8 to 2 and then 2 to.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, ask anyway.
Yeah, I'll ask her anyway.
They set
Um,
on
The kettle corn lady was like, I'm doing.
they
3
set up
events in one
at
day."
Promontory, yes.
Yeah, I'll send it to her and ask. I just kind of figured, I wouldn't want to do that. But I'll send it to her and ask and see if there's anybody else. I'll check out and see if there's any in Damascus that might, Damascus or Boring. I know at the Mountain Festival, there used to be a Boy Scout troop, so I reached out to somebody who I knew used to
Tyra?
be active in Boy Scouts around here, huh?
Tyra Baird. It's usually, she's the one that does Boy Scouts in town, right? Mhm.
This town?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I reached out to Joe Hall's wife. Joe Hall used to, I don't know if he still does, but because my daughter was in Girl Scouts with his daughter together, and basically what they told me is that it was a Sandy troop that did it, so it wasn't like a Boy Scout thing, it was that Sandy troop thing. And I don't think they're still doing it, and even if they are, they were I don't know if the people that I knew that were doing it way back then are still doing it. So she was gonna check in and get back to me, but I haven't heard anything. I even tried Lou's because I saw a bus on the side of the road or something on Spring Water that said Lou's Drive-In or something. I'm like, I don't know what that is, but I'll message them. And she just gave me a frowny face on, like a crying face on Messenger, but she didn't answer in words.
Wow.
So I'll call her and ask, but I'm
Emoji
assuming.
Response only.
Yeah, I'm assuming that whatever I saw on Spring Water does not work or something.
So could we have like, my wife is in the meat department of New Seasons and she could get, you know, 200 bratwurst for probably cost.
So
Would
what-
we
the
wa-
question with that is like, do we need like food handlers and a
You
permit
would
and-
need a
Well-
food handler's card at least because
I got one.
You
it
have
is-
one
Yeah,
for
she
you?
has one too. And I'm thinking I'll just bring my whole family in as volunteers for day
So
of
About that, like running a
and just
stand,
and
kind
just
of like.
doing $2 hot dogs or something, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Something to feed
Yeah.
people if nothing else
Just
materializes.
doing a Estacada Arts food stand.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. I mean,
something
just
simple.
Impromptu
We're-
kind of deal. That's
we're
kind of-
we're from the land of sidewalk bratwursts all summer long, so.
Well,
Yeah,
that's- if people
I remember when I was a
stop
kid.
alone, they're people, they
Right.
will stay longer, it will just be,
Right.
it will have a better draw.
who's the person you said was in
Oh,
charge of
lemonade
Boy
there.
Scouts in town? Maybe I'll contact
Thanks.
them directly instead of reaching out to somebody I know who knew somebody who once knew somebody one long
Uh-huh.
time ago.
Yeah.
I will send you her
Yeah.
email address right now.
Okay,
'cause I just
perfect,
reached out to
because
her.
I kind of like that idea. If the Boy Scouts, if they can, if they want to raise money and that they have the ability to do it, if they can come out and do a booth like the one that they used to have at the Mountain Festival, that would be kind of awesome.
I'm sending it to you right now.
Could our backup plan to tie in the chalk walk to have like, what if we like made like a map of Estacada and like you have like, this is the arts festival, here, go to get something to eat, but also see the chalk walk downtown and like have like points of
Yeah.
interest to like promote the festival. Kind of like when you go to like a pumpkin festival, there's like, here's the corn maze.
I think that's a
Here's
great
yeah.
idea. Like a lot of people don't know where Uptown is, especially people coming from the highway. They're like, what's Uptown? Or
Yeah.
they have, and it's kind of like you have to backtrack up there. So pointing them in that direct, or just showing a little map being like, kind of like, you're in this vicinity.
Well, and that we could.
Yeah, that's a
actually-
great idea though.
That's a really good idea. And if we check
Like-
in with the food carts that are around, if they're not, if they are open on that day, like if they're open, but their other truck is catering somewhere else, then we could work on promoting them and that would help us maybe get them next year.
I just had a thought to check in with Ant Farm too. Maybe they can
Uh-huh.
do
Bakery. baked
something,
goods.
yeah.
They're pretty.
And they
fast
gotta
business,
have
but-
food handler stuff too. Did anybody talk to Ivan about Boba Cart? Yes,
Isn't he the same one that does Killian's dogs?
No, he's
No.
his mom has the Mayan cart, but he has 2 carts, so he could maybe move the second one. You know, the second one's parked over by
Okay,
Clackamas
and I
River
think I was confused because I
Outfitters.
thought Killian's dog was,
That's
and-
Oswald,
I don't know,
I
I thought
believe.
they were the same person, so.
And then
But yeah, check out with Boba, that's a great idea, because Boba's.
cause that's like, well, and he has like, you know, a handful of like corn dogs and orange chicken and rice and
Right.
like menu items that are more than just snacks.
Mhm.
I
Good hot
know,
weather stuff.
Yeah, I had emailed the main contact for that whole lumberyard thing and they never answered me. So I went to Killian's dog on the side and he was busy, or he already had something planned. So I'll try this other guy.
Definitely, yeah, and I know that the Boba, they're active on like Instagram too. I wouldn't necessarily go to the cart because it'll probably be some young employee who might not be able to say yes or no. They might be able to give you a better contact. On Facebook too, okay. I thought about stopping by today, but then I saw who was working and I was like, I don't feel like they're gonna be able to give me an answer. And they were really busy. Okay, so all hands on deck trying to figure that out, and maybe we can look into what it would take food handlers wise.
When in
to
doubt, we
do
can make
that.
a map that's cheap.
Yes,
Backup plan.
What's
Yeah.
the actual name of that cart?
Boba Blastic.
Yeah.
Okay,
Community groups?
so, sorry, I have my little list. Okay. So we have community resources, Estacada Community Center said they'd be there part of the day. Ant Farm will be there doing an art activity and glitter tattoos. The Oregon Health Authority
They're gonna table.
with resources and handouts
resources,
probably.
mhm. Totem
Um,
Puntos is gonna do
I have-
an art activity.
Yep, and we have Bee City. Estacada Community Watch, Brandy said that they would love to be involved. I don't know exactly doing what. I just reached out to her again and asked her what they were gonna be doing and if they needed support, so I'm waiting to hear from her. Parks and Rec said that they would table for the 1% for art, right? Or the 10%?
It's 1% and cool.
Yeah, I mean, you were the one that said, oh, yes, on the spreadsheet that they would do it. That they said they would be there.
Kalika
So-
will be there with B City,
Oh, so together.
so.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then the MacIver Rangers, we had as a
Yes.
yes.
they are
And
yes
then
now.
some sort of activity too, which is
Yep.
awesome. So, and Maddie has designed or put the logos together to do t-shirts. So we will be ordering those shortly.
Do we
Um,
know where we're ordering them from by chance?
We do not.
I did
T-shirts,
a
is that
super
just
quick and dirty look. Sorry.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
probably
go for
shouldn't
it.
say that on record. I use custom ink before and they're running a special right now. So we can order like 150 front and back for like $10 each, which is actually pretty cheap. Or if we want to just do like 50 front and back and then do like 150 with just the logo on the front. That way we can use them throughout the rest of the year. I just wasn't sure what you guys were thinking and like what the price point we were trying to meet for shirts.
Right.
I think that's the best bet because they have, they can do a fast turnover. I'd called Sarah Lake, a week and a half ago and left a very detailed message about ordering t-shirts from her and had no response. So, I think we should make a move on,
We're doing it online.
yeah, whatever we can do.
Yeah, if we order them like before the end of the week, we'll get them by like the 20th.
Okay.
If we don't, so we don't have to pay for rush shipping. So just a thought.
Real-time
sounds good.
updates on Boba Cart. Ivan just said that he could probably set up a 10x10 tent and serve instead of bringing the whole cart
How
up
did
there.
you contact him so fast? I'm filling out a web form right now.
I have his, he used to
Boom.
get Blazer tickets from me.
Okay, because I'm like looking at their Facebook page, no option to message, no
No.
email address. I go to the website. Okay, I'm gonna fill out a web
Tina,
form.
I'm
Okay, I'll
juiced,
stop
what
it.
can I say?
That's awesome.
That's perfect.
Quick question. So did we make a decision? You said the numbers that you went with? Maddie, can you say those numbers again?
No, you're good. So I just did like a quick, like for 150 front and back with like various sizing, it was like $10 each to order in bulk. So it's like $1,700. Or
That
we could
the-
do, sorry.
Is there a lower number of that?
Oh,
No,
yes.
It would be
Or
more
we could
expensive.
do like,
it's-
if we did them one-sided, like around like 50, we could get to like $8 each. This kind of depends, like what, if you're trying to
Is-
hit less than that.
Is this, are we doing the Estacada thing still? What's the idea again for the t-shirts?
I think they're really simple, like just Estacada creates on the front our logo and then on
Got
the
you.
back, like thank you to our sponsors. kind of
Got
thing.
you,
Mhm.
got you.
Yeah.
Who's on the back as sponsors? The
Um,
ones that were mentioned, Eagle Foundry, PGE.
City of Estacada, the Regional Arts and Culture Council,
Got you.
State Farm, and what was the other? Eagle Foundry. So it'd be like that.
Yep.
If it
Yep.
was two-sided.
Did you get that
Yeah.
from Maddie?
An Oregon Health Marketplace is.
Did you pull that? Did she send you
From
that?
my email, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, how did you do
Whip that up
so
real fast. That's how fast I am, Mike.
I don't doubt that at all. You're kind of a wizard of sorts.
But we
your-
have to
You were
figure
that too quick, that'd be
Your
awesome.
voice is just echoing in the halls right now like a wizard, even though you're
out.
not
I
here.
kind of love that. Yeah, it's iconic.
Well, I
Um,
think,
do people have opinions on how many of each size? Like, knowing the Estacada community, what are people feeling?
That was very delicate.
I would just
a
go
nice way
with
to-
like
that's what I
the
said.
standard array
Okay,
that they recommend
Comfortable in.
and maybe add like
couple extra bigger ones.
five extra, extra large, and maybe a couple XXLs.
are we thinking no kid sizes, just doing like the unisex, like S through whatever?
I think that works,
Ooh.
because then the kids
Right.
could wear the small ones,
And-
right?
Yeah, that's what I'm
adult
thinking too.
small.
Adult small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there extra small in that array?
I think you can get whatever the frick you want. So yeah, you can get small, extra small if you want.
So yeah, we could get some extra small in there for the kids. I mean, because kids are okay with huge t-shirts too. That means they'll have them for years.
They really are.
True.
Right?
Yeah, with all the tie dye.
Um,
Okay.
It's great.
great.
See, we got the
Alright.
youth vote here.
Long
Solid.
T-shirt long.
Thank you.
And we talked about doing, because the tie-dye, we're gonna need water. We'll do that in the room, in the building, we think. It's a dividable room, so we could do tie-dye on one side and have the other side be sort of like headquarters, home base for volunteer stuff and extra things and whatever we need there.
I just think it would be good to do some that are just for the art for this festival, but also to leave some that are blank on the back for the rest of the year. That combination is good, I think.
I think so too.
Is that a possibility to get some that are just single-sided without the sponsors on the back? Or do we just reuse the ones with the sponsors?
I guess I just need to know how many we want of just sponsors versus not.
The one-sided ones are just a lot cheaper, right?
$2.
Yeah, but if you order a ton of them, they get cheaper the more you order.
Mhm.
So like 100 without sponsors, 50 with, or is that too low?
Part of me thinks that it matters, the sponsor thing, but part of me doesn't, because the sponsors are still contributing to the arts in our community, and we could continue to
Did,
have their names on it throughout the
Yeah, we
year.
could give them a bonus.
did we
Right.
guarantee that as, I mean, I know that the initial sponsor sheet said that there was tiers to the donations that would include your logo if you, I mean, have we made arrangements that we need to fulfill?
It says
Yeah, 500 and up, logo on t-shirt.
logo on EAAC t-shirt.
Let's
So I think we
do it. Let's just
keep
do the
their logo on.
sponsorship. Yep, I think so. Even if we use them next year.
We did not say that it was specific to the event on.
So how many
Correct.
were we thinking? 100, 200, 600?
I think
Uh,
100 or 150 would be plenty.
Yeah,
Okay. And then
because then you can
Yeah.
get like 20 of 25 of each size or something like that.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
A variety. So do you think we could get them in early enough that we could all meet and make some that are already tie-dyed so we could be wearing them? I think that would be
Yeah.
awesome.
Ooh.
I absolutely think so. And I think that we should reach out to volunteers, because I think the idea was to give volunteers a free shirt too, so they're easily identifiable. So maybe like the week before, we could have like if you can make it, we're gonna get together and tie dye a shirt. If not, you can always tie dye your shirt later or whatever, something like that.
Okay,
Um,
yeah, so if we did 150, it's like around $10 a shirt. Are we okay with that?
And what do we think about
Yeah, we-
bringing in an old school clothing line to like dry shirts on at the event so
Well,
people
you
can?
can't, you have to let them set for a while. before you take them all
Oh,
apart.
there you go.
So
Okay.
people will tie dye them and then like leave with it all rubber banded in a plastic bag, right? And then
Oh.
it has to sit for like a day before you rinse it out.
I honestly haven't done this since summer camp in like 1989.
Tie dye pros.
Do we need to make like little cards to go in the bags with like washing instructions and stuff?
Yeah, it's on my list.
Okay, got it. No problem.
So we'll make sure we have baggies and rubber bands, and like a little card that says what to do when you go home.
Okay, perfect.
We have one already.
I know I have rubber bands and I
Rubber bands too.
think I have the sheet. I might just need to swap out logos and print some more, but yeah.
And then
have that.
do you want to, I think that's pretty much we didn't talk about the spray wall, Vince. I don't know if your bandwidth allows you to take that on, or if you still want to do
No,
that.
definitely. I just don't know if I'm gonna be out of town with my dad's in a long-term COVID deal or whatever, so that's the only thing up in the air, but yeah. Would we be doing that for the Arts by the Creek, basically? Or
Yeah,
Arts at the
we're
Creek,
just
sorry.
gonna, we just need a sort of display, like. If you had a board at home that you were practicing on, you can just kind of do live painting. So people can check it out or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great idea.
Can I
feel like-
jump into, after, several weeks of negotiations with the runabouts, and way more Facebook Messenger drama than I'm, prepared for. Dude called and canceled with like some totally weak excuse, and then it just went on, and I was like, hey, man, that's enough. So I'm, I have a couple people on the hook. I don't have anybody confirmed yet. There are some new local, there's some new local talent that have been in search of gigs that I've reached out to, but I don't have anything confirmed yet.
There's the three.
The three are solid. So there's Rick and Barb, Sienna, and then the Fun Bloods. So, and that's a big enough act. All three of those acts, I could be like, hey, you want to play for 30 more minutes? And they'd be like, yes.
Give them each 10
Because,
more minutes and they won't even notice it.
right, I mean, you know,
A piece.
and we're definitely in summer engineering mode. My buddy and I, who are going to be doing the engineering, just did a weekend in Woodburn a couple of weeks ago, and it's all we're like a well-oiled machine now, so I don't feel stressed out about adding another band. I'll try and find somebody, but if it doesn't work, we'll just stretch them out too. So Ellen was just here for the singer-songwriter event, and then the only sort of overlap that came in, and she's so charming and wonderful, is that the Parks Department booked her for August. And I kind of was like, I don't know if that's a very good political move to be like, hey, we're gonna feature Ellen 2 weeks before you do.
They
mm,
were the ones that.
oh,
Park.
no, not yet. How did we?
We text, yeah. Yes.
we
They were the
give you
ones at the
info on
concert
that?
last week, and I was like, these guys are awesome.
Mr. C has a band.
Yeah, and they're good.
Okay, I need that information again.
So it's the
I've
Casimir.
only seen him like when my kid was in the 5th grade playing at a parent thing. I'm like, this dude is weird and kooky and no wonder the kids love him.
Does
I
anyone have
don't-
direct access to them?
Well, Mr. C, what, do you know what his actual last name is? Like we could, I bet we.
I think there's a reason he's called Mr. C.
Yeah. We're just wondering if there's a different way to get a hold of them other than their Facebook. I mean, it was a rockin'. But that might go to his school email, speaking as a teacher.
I
He
can
might not be checking.
check with the Parks Department
How
or
to get a hold
Parks
of
Commission staff member and get his information.
Cause that was an
Like-
awesome concert. and
Yeah.
It had a great draw, like they've got a ton of local love, the kids were loving it, it was really good. I've downloaded their music since then and been kind of jamming out, pretty good stuff.
Mike, did you check all the bands that came to the art and music hall too? There were the
That's
ones
why-
that were
like,
over by the
this is
food
great.
carts. Can't remember their names, but
Just yesterday?
no, last
did-
year.
Oh, yes, so there's. Yeah, I do have that list. I'm sorry, I'm reading.
There's a lot of information coming at you right now, sorry.
Well, there's three different things on Facebook.
So just something to look into. It would be awesome if we could book them again.
Well, and
I
I'd
think
rather have local anyways.
They were pretty fantastic. I didn't have any expectations because I didn't know anything about them
I
and they
mean,
were
is
pretty awesome.
There's three different ones though.
Yeah, that's them.
That's done. Okay, I'm on it.
So music is 3/4 confirmed.
Oh, and they have a phone number on their Facebook page,
There you
so
go.
I'll do that when I leave.
So yeah, we're really excited. I think it's just about I'm gonna go, oh, I wanted to pull the room. I have some printouts just of like, hey, this is happening, and hey, this is happening. We need volunteers. We currently have 1, 2, 3, like 4. And one is my neighbor who I just recently bothered about it. So we want to just get that word out. Do you guys have thoughts about places that you've seen in town, businesses that I should go and post stuff other than like the Art Smith? I don't pay attention to these things
The
apparently.
brewery, for sure. They have a lot of
Brewery.
people in and out of there.
Art Smith, just of like people to go ask. I was like, I realized I have not, like in my head, I can't picture, where should I go put something in a window?
Did you already give one to Betty?
Oh, I know I haven't, but I should.
Oh, yeah, we
Betty.
definitely should go in there.
I'll put one.
We should definitely go in there.
It's a
And
senior center.
we actually,
Oh, community
we,
center. probably.
we actually have Betty's phone number. My wife is
Awesome.
friends with her, so we could. Obviously, one in the library. can call
Yeah,
her.
library. So I'm gonna go and post those around town, probably tomorrow or the next day, just to promote it. And then I'm gonna keep putting it up at Saturday Market. Weekly. So,
Are we allowed to put it up in City Hall? Asking Alex.
City Hall.
She's not.
Yes.
I
Does Thriftway have a bulletin board thing?
don't know. do
Like-
they?
Put it on the city planner
I don't
door.
know. I'm trying to picture Thriftway.
If
Yeah,
you
how
I've
do we
never
get it on
noticed
the
it, So.
Reader board.
I can do that.
Can you put on?
Or
In my-
for volunteers.
Thriftway will
Uh,
let you do
Is that
It's like an
flyers
awareness.
in the window.
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't have
Oh,
a
okay.
bulletin board, but you
Oh.
can do
There's,
stuff in the
Being
window.
up there
Makes
and a
sense.
volunteer call on there already.
Ooh,
Some sort of space.
never mind. And then Maddie's been designing or is working on, we're gonna do one of the big banners across the street in front of Thriftway. We thought that's totally worth it.
And it is
it'll be on-
available for July.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So As
she's,
soon as it's ready to get put up, it can get put up.
Okay.
and we were just waiting for confirmation about sponsors, right, Maddie?
Do we need like?
Yeah, so we are
insurance
putting the
or
sponsors on the big banner.
We don't?
No, you're good.
Okay, I
It's
heard.
covered
Wait.
on, she already has her
Are we
policy
putting
with
the
this, so.
sponsors on the big
Oh,
banner?
is
We
Mary
have it on
printing
file.
it?
Well, like we
Hmm.
have it on file from like people that have used it already, so
Oh,
we just
we're
have it.
just piggybacking her
Yep.
insurance?
Yep.
Tight. I
Yep.
love that.
I mean, I think
Well-
we did have the logo on the event banner for people that have given over 1,000. So far that would be the Regional Arts Council.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
And
awesome.
Jerry messaged me, he is checking at Reliance on Monday and meeting with Travelers Brewing sometime this week.
I've also been by both of those places recently and handed them more fundraising letters. I went around to everybody on our list and handed
Yeah,
more
and
letters.
I did
So-
the hardware store in Dick's and kind of got looked at like blanks.
I got a lot of people that are excited, but I think we need to sort of make a statement this year and then people will be more behind us next year because they don't, I got a lot of people that like smiled and nodded and were like, yeah, and then nothing has come in. Like I've been to almost every place on our list. Estacada Park and Nursery was like, we can give you a 1/4 yard of mulch. I was like, she's like, that's usually what we donate for these things. I was like, well, we don't really need that, but thank you.
Well,
I
I need that.
Like, to spruce up the park.
We're
for the
just
event.
gonna
They're
break
much
it
up.
down into little baggies and sell it at the event.
Some wildflowers in it with my DIY seed bombs. Anyway, so I think I think we're gonna have to
So-
just make a statement this year and then next year people will be like, oh, we want our name on that cool thing that happened last year. But I think if we put the Regional Arts and Culture Council on the logo on the event banner, that makes sense to me because they're probably a continual supporter, right?
Do we-
And that would make probably next year
Yeah.
like. But other than that, I don't think we have too many other sponsors. Because we want it to be reusable was the point, that we wouldn't spend a ton of money on a huge banner and then have to scrap it for a new one next year.
Yeah, that was my second question, is if we do a banner downtown, because they're kind of pricey, do we have the time and date on it? Or just say, like, it's coming?
I mean, we should put the time and the date on the banner. Nobody's gonna know when to show up.
Can we,
Are you-
can we just like
Yeah, definitely.
do a sticker?
Or like last weekend in July,
Temporary.
or first
Oh.
weekend
Probably
of
not
July.
That's probably not a bad idea.
That's what they've done.
Last
There's an
Saturday.
Oktoberfest one in the office right now, and that's what it says, is last Saturday in
Are
July.
you
Well, we
looking at
could-
Next year.
So-
Yeah, I'm gonna do that right now.
So that's an option for
Last weekend in-
reusability.
In July is the 27th next year.
That's not a bad idea. I mean, and we put it,
Mhm.
I was literally, Maddie and I were just texting. I was like, I want that calendar date now. So be like, hey, food carts next July
I
27th.
mean,
Yeah.
that's really what it takes to
Uh-huh.
like is to have people, it's like an anchor thing, you know what I mean?
That builds momentum too for next year. Be like, hey, next year it'll be the same, you know, you could just plan out your summer a little bit or try to be
Well,
there.
And that helps us
Saturday.
for fundraising efforts. It helps us
For
for
everything.
budgeting as far as the city's concerned. It's just, it's the same kind of thing. Is that how they ran it? I mean, I think you're
times
newer
right.
than I am.
For
with-
summer celebration.
For summer celebration too.
It was always the last weekend in
Right,
July.
like country.
Oh,
fair
man,
or
we didn't
something.
even
So-
know that.
Stole their weekend.
We didn't.
That's
even know
okay.
that.
It's good.
Well, maybe
think it's a
that's
good
part
thing.
of the familiarity
Yeah.
is just sort of building. up.
People have been asking, you know, when are they doing summer celebration? Are they doing summer celebration? And I've been telling them, no, they're doing it same weekend, Arts at the Creek. So
My line is, we're looking for that same vibe,
Yep.
different event, different people, but
Yeah.
hoping for the same vibe.
yes.
So yeah, should we do the last weekend in July and just have that be we just go all in on that?
I think yes.
So I wonder if Saturday is better to,
Yeah.
or do you plan to do more than one day in the future?
But if we say last weekend in July, it could be kind of open.
Yeah.
If you leave it
bigger-
open, somebody might show up on Sunday though, so.
Last
Last
Saturday.
Saturday in July.
And
Yeah.
then if you decide to extend it to the whole weekend later down the road, maybe somebody could just edit that one area
Mhm. Like,
from Saturday to
half it.
weekend.
Mhm.
I don't know what it takes. I don't make banners, but you know.
You
who
just do like
knows?
a little vinyl sticker over it. It'd be pretty easy.
Okay.
Just like
Okay.
Or we
Heat
buy
transfer.
another.
heat
banner.
transfer. Yeah.
And then it becomes a weekend thing from then on out.
It's just a can of worms then. You get another one.
No, but I like that last
Pretty soon
Saturday in
it's what's
July.
Because we did get all those
Maybe
reusable
you could
signs for
switch it
the
up with a
art
heat
music
transfer.
crawl. and-
It's
Those
I-
are,
Cricket
not
cutter, we can just cut out a new logo, new date.
those
should
were.
definitely-
cricket
Don't worry
signs
about
the-
that.
Pickleball
the
there.
lawn
What's
signs.
that?
If we want to
What?
blow it up,
So
we need to
maybe
have
the lawn
pickleball.
signs.
Sure.
That's a good, yeah,
Those were.
that's a really good idea. Just then it's, yeah,
In the parking
And they're
lot.
like all made with.
that's not, yeah, let's do
vinyl
that. Let's do that.
They're not,
Put the date all over the place, huh?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're saying by cricket, but I understand
true.
the
They're-
stickers.
they're cut out vinyl stickers. It was not as reusable as we hoped. I have all of that.
Okay.
stuff.
I have
mean,
one,
it's-
but that's
It's that
it.
we could peel the things off and like do a new thing on it. but
Right.
It's not like we can just change a date and just have it stay.
Right, yeah, so. Especially since the whole event is different.
And I did think about maybe,
But I guess my point was, we think we're doing something reusable, and
and
then
it's
next
not.
year, it's not really reusable.
we just have to do our best. I mean, the lawn signs, I have the physical lawn signs. I thought about, and Maddie, you and I haven't talked about this, but we could do a design where it's flipped, so it's the size, the square side or the rectangle, but horizontal landscape.
The
Then if we-
hamburger, yeah.
yeah, exactly. Hamburger, not hot dog. Then I could print it and laminate it and stick it onto the the lawn signs that we already have, and at least do two, like up by the stop sign and then like in the median by Harvest. We could just do a couple of them. And like one or two that are just like a laminated one. We wouldn't have to like buy new printed signs. We could just affix them to the ones that we already have.
Okay,
That's a-
gorgeous. Do we want a big one also at the event, like a big vinyl to hang up at Wade Creek?
I think it would be a great idea so that people driving by could be like, what's that ruckus? And then look at the sign and it could just say, and that one could be really general, just Arts at the Creek. It doesn't necessarily have to be
Right.
dated or timed or anything like that.
We just put it
Okay.
out when it's happening.
Yeah. There were definitely people that just like wandered over to the concert, the Park and Rec concert, and they were
Yeah.
like, what's this all about?
Yeah, yeah.
And then, you know, they're asking us because we look official and we're like, it's not our thing. Okay, so those like that will be our big expense will be those couple signs and then the t-shirts.
Yes.
And I think that's all I really have for that. We definitely need more volunteers, so bug your friends.
I will be throwing my wife and at least my 13-year-old in the mix.
So what would be really helpful is everyone who we like know is coming, if you could fill out the application
Okay.
for them so that we have a list and we can just say like, these are the people, instead of me looking at it, not knowing that you're bringing 3 people with you, you know? So if you know people like in your family or friends that are coming, if you could just have them go through that process, it's not very official, just so that we have like a list that we can all look at.
Where do we find the application or?
It's on our Facebook page
Okay.
and I've been reposting it.
I don't do the Facebook. I don't know. I'll get,
I can send the flyer out to us. I will send the flyer out to our email.
nice. That's perfect.
I can also send you with the link, Jesse, if you want
Okay,
as well.
so that we can all access that would be really helpful. And then, oh, I guess if we're gonna do like a group tie-dye, anyone who can make it, we should probably just decide that now. And we could just literally meet at the park on a morning or an afternoon that most of us could be there and, you know, spend a half an hour hanging out and doing tie-dye. You said if we order them by this week, they'll be here by the 20th?
Yes, optimistically.
I'm on the wrong year.
Nice. That's pretty quick.
I fast forwarded and forgot to go back.
That's a quick turnaround. Like that 22nd or 23rd, if they're here.
Could we tentatively,
If it-
are you guys available on like a Sunday?
That's like the only
afternoon,
time I
morning?
could probably do it. Yeah, so like Sunday or Saturday. So,
Sunday would work for me.
Yeah, that'd be
23rd.
Could we do the 23rd at like 10 a.m.? Just throwing that out there as a date.
easy. That'd be easy.
Could you do that?
If they're here by then, that's,
Sunday works well, yes.
Okay.
Where do I ship them to? Do I ship them to myself?
Yeah.
Because I will actually not be in town until the 25th.
Oh, you
oh,
could ship them to one of us. Or to the library.
Could they
or
come
to City
here? They
Hall?
could come to City Hall or to the library.
Okay,
that's
Perfect.
easier.
I can also just make Brian take them wherever, so.
And if you tell me what size you'll need, I'll tie dye you a shirt.
Yes, please, that would be
You won't
incredible.
be here.
Surprise
And
me
that
at
way,
the
like,
beginning.
I'm thinking like maybe next week or the week after, I'll email the volunteers who have signed up and say, you know, this is the day we're doing it and confirm. I'm thinking we mostly need people to set up and to help with setup, takedown, and we could use some volunteers to help run tie-dye, although honestly, it's like we can get the tie-dye going once it gets going. So, I'll just kind of work on figuring that out. Last thing, I keep thinking one more thing. I'm sorry, guys. I have no idea how long people are gonna need to set up. What time do we tell vendors they may come? We start at 2. Does anyone have I don't know how long people are gonna need, like noon? We're thinking we'll have assigned spots for them, so it's not gonna be like a first come, first serve, because that sounds really stressful.
Like at least an hour, probably.
I would say noon.
Mhm.
An hour, yeah.
I can.
One?
We can be, we'll be there with the sound system at noon. It'll take 20 minutes before we have signal coming through, so we can be playing music just to kind of welcome people. and
So could we say like, you'll have an assigned spot, you can come as early as noon, but don't feel like you need to come because your spot will be,
Nice.
does that?
That sounds good.
Okay, so,
Somebody should check and see what time they start setting up at the farmer's market to see how long it takes to set up that stuff.
yeah,
Mississippi Street Fair, I think we got an hour.
okay. Okay. And then I don't know how to assign booth spots, but I feel like we can maybe just figure that out. closer to
And
the
the
date.
grass looks great over there.
It does, yeah.
Been doing a good job. It's very well established.
And it's gonna look full. I mean, we have a lot of booths and vendors. It's gonna look pretty full, which is pretty exciting. It's gonna be pretty cool. Okay. And I think that is all I have to say. Maybe. You guys, any other thoughts? Feelings? We'll work on the backup food plans.
You said 10 o'clock for the tie-dye thing? I just want to double check.
10 o'clock,
Or
yeah,
just as long
Sunday,
as we got the,
The Sunday before.
Sunday before,
yep,
10 a.m.
perfect.
I will remind everybody via email. And then I think we just plan to meet at the park. We can do it outside, like on the grass or whatever. I can bring a table.
Need like big tubs and stuff.
We need to
Or-
bring water.
Yeah, I can, I have
Or
like,
I can check and see,
I have
Yeah,
big
we'll get-
5-gallon things of water. I can totally. do that.
Nice.
but I can also check and see if we can just get in the, I
Get
can
in the
check and
building.
get, yeah, we should be able to get in the building.
Okay.
I mean. Yeah, we can get in the
The
building.
water's the easiest, yeah. Water's the hardest thing.
I have a code.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'll do it in the,
We know something
be
on the
official.
inside. Okay. Okay. So I'm excited. I'm totally stressed. It's gonna be great.
I did want to ask, because I never got a full yes, but I messaged you guys about Katinka wanting to use the pop-ups the next day
Mhm.
after Arts of the Creek. Was that okay with you guys?
I think that's
So
great.
she
I think
comes
that-
at takedown to help take them down?
I was gonna
Oh,
say,
nice.
could we couch the yes with, we would love some support taking them
Yeah,
down?
Yeah, and she said they were fine with that. They would come the night before and help
There you
take
go.
down those,
That was
Yeah.
the,
take them away, so.
yeah, the
It's
food
free.
bank, the
That's
food bank
free.
wants to use the tent the next day.
For a event, like a volunteer and donor appreciation event for the food bank, so they would
I think
like to
that's
borrow our tents or
Cool.
pop-ups, so.
Plus it's extra volunteers.
Exactly,
So
right,
what-
help to take down the pop-ups. so,
Yeah, and I don't know how many we'll have, and we have to talk to, we sort of just said that we would try to find tents for all the people, all of our community resources. Artists are all planning on bringing their own tents.
Mhm.
So we shouldn't have too many of the big tents up.
Yeah.
But next week, Deborah and I are going to go look at the storage unit that has all the tents and extras from summer celebration and stuff to sort of see what goodies we can find to help.
Nice.
So stay tuned for that.
Well, and we know that there are 6 here from Parks and Recs already.
Yep.
And I have 2 from Heidi that are Arts Commission tents as well.
Great.
Oh, those are from last
That's
year,
a good
I'm
start.
assuming.
Nice.
And I have 1 at the library. We had 2, but it broke.
So we should be pretty set with that.
Okay.
Great.
Okay. Yeah.
Official.
Oh.
You might,
I don't think it's on.
let Alex do her job.
Or you can come use my mic.
That's easy.
Autumn just doesn't want me to forget, but I am a municipal liaison for National Novel Writing Month. I'm actually the municipal liaison for all of Oregon. So come November, I will be hoping to do more writing events, and Autumn's really excited about that, and I'll be connecting with the library, and I forgot that I was supposed to mention that tonight, so
Well, we'd love, would you be
Yeah.
interested in running like an Estacada Creates, like a workshop?
sure, I sure
Awesome.
would
Yay.
in November.
Mhm.
Assuming it's not the week that we're out of town.
That's awesome.
Yeah, cool.
You will be
Second
interfacing,
Thursday of the month.
you'll be interfacing with Dave. Dave's the official writing compartment of the commission.
It's official.
When did that happen?
We had that, it would be November 9th. Dang, okay. Then the other was like October. Maybe.
Like,
We had that as like a
October, like,
question.
how to
We had
do nanny.
lots of, there's like 5 question marks on October. There was the NaNoWriMo.
Mhm.
But then it says Deborah,
That's
Dave,
her.
Jean, that's you, Jean, hey. October 12th, there's like a lot of question marks on that date. October
Ooh,
12th.
take those
Jean.
question marks off.
Awesome.
She was one of the
Jean,
question marks.
exclamation mark. Okay, woo. I'm so glad you said that. I take question mark away. Yay. Awesome. And then in August, Chelsea agreed to do like a blackout poetry collage
Yep.
because the collage event was such a success that we wanted to do another sort of collage event, and blackout poetry is like you take a existing block of text and then you make poetry by taking away words, like blacking out pieces, and then the poetry is what's left. And so, yeah, it sounds really cool. And so Chelsea's gonna run that. And it'll be that plus like making that into a collage like piece of art. And I think that this is coming up in August, but I think that we should talk about using some of that grant money to
Oh, yeah.
have Chelsea help us buy the supplies that she bought and then we gave away for the collage. So we could maybe buy them and keep them, like some cutting mats and some X-Acto knives, and that we say like, this is our box for this kind of event, so that we can just copy and paste that later. So could we maybe ask Chelsea?
Mhm.
If
Yep.
she might be able to help us with her expertise on like buying a set of those things. That sounds really cool. I want to go.
Me too. And other business, you already talked about summer celebration items in storage. The city invited us to participate in National Night Out on August 1st. As the Arts
That's the middle of the
Commission,
week, is it not?
I think it's the Tuesday, or is it Monday?
What does that entail?
No, the fourth is a Friday, so it's the middle of the
First.
week.
The first is a
It's a
Tuesday.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the first
Yeah, it's on
Tuesday.
the same day every year.
And
how obnoxious.
So predictable.
Do we even do anything here? I've never seen you guys do anything.
hey, I did an awesome event up at the library last year.
100%.
150 people.
In the town I grew up in, which at the time had 75,000 people, so, you know, I thought it was a small town until I moved to Oregon. Anyway, they used to have like fire trucks and police cars, and they drove through the town in this weird parade with their sirens running, and
Mhm.
so anyway, that's what I'm used to it being.
It's gonna be in that parking lot this year.
What's it
Yeah.
entail?
Alex, I have a real-time question about one of the food vendors. Business license and insurance necessary for that?
No. If
Thank
they're-
you.
if They're just there for one day.
Yep.
It's fine.
Thank you.
So
Police awareness.
yes, National Night Out is an annual event to celebrate community safety, coordination between police and public services. It's just a really cool event. Communities celebrate it in lots of different ways. Some people will do like block parties, fire truck parades. It can really take a lot of different forms. And last year was the first time we'd ever had one in Estacada. And hopefully now that the traffic and safety,
Yes,
traffic and safety, commission is taking that on. So hopefully it'll become an annual event and can grow and maybe be something really
So
cool.
what would we envision our part of that would be?
We could do an art event or like an art project or something, or just table. But honestly, I'm gonna be freaking wiped.
Yeah, I'm not.
So
Right after the, yeah,
It's like 3 days after the Pacific Creek.
it'd be like zombies.
you know, so I'm like, I'll go and be like,
Yeah.
yeah,
As
great
a
job.
community member.
And maybe like just file that away for next year, like, hey, let's plan, you know, save a little energy and plan something to do for that event. 'Cause I'm trying to have reasonable boundaries and not say yes to everything,
Yeah.
Right.
even though it's really fun.
Yeah.
But if other people feel like they'll have energy to do something, we could do something. So,
I am off the table that week.
so I make a motion that we
Think
Do
about it
not
next year.
Yeah, we'll focus on that.
attend National
like
Night Out as a commission. And that we think about it strongly next year.
Yeah,
I second that.
we'll make it important next year.
Okay,
Okay.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We'll show up. I'll show up and
Yeah.
I'll bring them bagels or something nice. Oh, no, I'm obligated. It's terrible.
So.
Cool, cool.
Yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna email the volunteer flyer and the youth artist flyer out to everybody. If anyone
That's-
can disseminate that, like send it, even if it's like a single family you want to invite. We could use as much promo with that as possible.
And they have to do the application. They can't just be like, I'm here.
They I mean,
Like-
we put a
It's pretty easy
due
though.
date of like the week before. We just want to know if they're there. So
Okay.
yeah, you're just filling out the form. It's not we're saying yes to everybody.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
of course, but
we
then
just want to know how many are gonna
just make
actually
sure and
come.
get that, yeah.
Yeah, we want to know if they're gonna come, because if we only have like 2 kids, we don't want to leave them alone in the old park. If
Yeah.
they're the only ones there, we want to move them closer to everybody else, but if we can get like 10 kids, then that is
idea.
a bigger draw. It'll just affect the way that we lay out the other booths, I think.
Mhm.
So it'd just be good to know ahead of time,
For sure.
but we're not saying no to everybody. I mean, we support all kid creativity, right? Like,
Definitely.
the more the merrier. I was hoping to get some traction with the park kids, but Gina Sherman, the people that ran that didn't collect any email addresses or anything, so I have no way of directly reaching out to those kids. Next year we'll nab them. We'll make sure that those kids know that they could do those 2 events.
Have like a list of the,
Yeah, Just-
the child kid vendors.
yeah, like kids to follow, artists to follow. in
Yeah, up and
Estacada.
coming artists.
Up-and-coming artists.
That's the most important part.
Some of them are really awesome.
Yeah, those,
Exciting.
they get really into it too.
Oh, the summer.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you. Well, that's a great idea.
Okay.
Probably a
Um,
lot of the same people.
Dave has something to talk to us
I hate
about.
to Do it tonight, but I would like to get it started. I'll take 3 minutes, I think I asked for. This is a sample of a poem of mine that has been posted in a park in Mankato, Minnesota for the last 2 years. And I passed it around as one little example of a project that was going on there. And the idea is they have a Mankato poetry walk ride, and they have about 50 of these scattered in parks around the city. And you can get a guide to get to each individual one. And you need to see the kind of quality of not the poetry, but the sign itself. Because you need to cooperation with Parks and Rec, and what they do is, and our writers organization was the sponsor, but certainly this group could sponsor it. Solicit submissions the way you would for a magazine or publication, and you can limit it to a geography or ages or whatever you want to, I think, to set that up. And then they have a committee that chooses the ones that are used, and that one was up for 2 years, and luckily I got accepted just this spring, so the new one went up with the different little poems in a different park. But that's kind of how they do it, is on a rotating basis.
Cool.
And
Cool idea.
and you can also do youth authors. They've tried to get young people to write. You know, there are all kinds of complications we can work out, but we need to cooperate with Parks and Rec, and we probably need some kind of a corporate sponsor for the physical costs of things.
Mhm.
But I think it's a really great project, and it would be easy to do poetry in the park.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
You know,
And if
you
we
could do
did it-
10 the first year and see what happens, you know.
Well, and I bet we could get
Yep.
involved with maybe some of the teachers in this, like having kids
Yeah,
work
yeah,
on
we
something to
could do
submit,
Yeah,
like
and
I
I'm
could even.
Oh,
edit
and
my way into an
the guy who
assignment or something.
coordinates it in Mankato grew up in Canby, which
Oh, that's
came up in our conversation. So he would know any adjustments to make for this region. And he and his wife, who've been kind of organizing it, running it for this writers group, will send anybody who inquires an email and information that tells you, you know, what to do and what not to do and how it worked and how it didn't work. So I just wanted to plant the seeds on that.
Very cool.
If we're gonna try to do it as soon as next summer, we probably need to start it next winter sometime, but
Well,
if
maybe
we want to
could-
just talk about it and,
We could talk about that at our
Yeah.
September
yeah,
planning meeting.
so
too.
I just wanted to,
Dave, what park is your new plaque in?
I have it on Facebook.
I'm flying to Minneapolis tomorrow morning.
Oh, yeah, this is Mankato, so you.
Yeah, no, I'll be in Mankato.
Oh, okay. I'll give it to you. I've got it on
Great,
Facebook, but I don't
great.
want to take everybody's time.
Lovely.
No, but I love that idea.
This is
But I
great.
think it's a great idea, and they did a really nice job with the signs. I think they give their corporate sponsor a good logo, and they've got the what is that black and white thing there? You
The
can click
QR
your phone
code?
on it. Yeah, a QR code, so you can get directions to other places, and
Oh, yeah.
it's pretty sophisticated. It's way beyond me in organizational level, but they promised they would send us information on how to do it if we got interested.
Cool.
So I
Super
want to
fun.
send that around. Yeah.
And you know, it would be cool to incorporate that with, if we talked about doing like a passport or like a scavenger hunt with public
Mhm.
arts, that
Yeah.
could be like involved.
And I saw something about a trail sign out here too. You could-
Up at the high school, there's all these overgrown like exercise spots. That
Oh.
kind of reminds, you know, of like,
Yeah.
back in the 70s, you'd see those like stretching posts. and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
But they're all
Something-
overgrown.
Yeah.
They're kind of overgrown and
At least it was where I
they're
grew up.
like, you can't really read it. But those would be perfect spots there's already kind of spots for that.
Mhm.
Be perfect.
So anyway, I just want to plant the seed. I think I went 4 minutes, sorry.
That's all right.
That's cool.
That's a good
very
idea.
great
I like that idea a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of space
Very
for it here.
That's a great way to get like passive and active people appreciating literature in different ways.
Slow them down a little bit, read some poetry,
Yeah,
go outdoors. That's great.
love it.
Very cool. Does anybody else have community updates or arts opportunities in 4 minutes?
We need
Good.
volunteers.
Yes. All right.
Okay. Anything else?
So we're talking about doing like a mural up there, like it would be just a temporary deal, right? Like we would
Just.
something that we could
like
post, like,
some-
put-
to
post up,
watch
maybe.
paint, you know, or I
Yeah.
mean, I would
Stay
even
up for a short
think,
time.
you know,
yeah, like,
we could spend $45 on sheets of OSB and then let kids rattle can a
Yeah,
little bit, or,
like
you know what I mean?
little
Just-
1/8 inch whatever
Right.
and stuff. Yeah, it doesn't need to be
Just,
structurally
just to like
strong.
represent graffiti as an art form during the event. you
Yeah,
know
it
what I
doesn't
mean?
need to be perfect, just kind of self-expression.
Right.
And temporary, we'll take it down. Yeah, that's a great idea.
What was your
we'll
idea?
figure it
So,
out.
Good job.
Well, no, I mean, like, I don't know, but I just like the getting more kids involved, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, we're gonna have a pretty wide variety of artists. So it's pretty
Um,
exciting.
All right. Meeting
Okay.
adjourned at 7:58. Tina.
I have 7:57.
Wow. 7:57.
All right, meeting adjourned.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Oh, see,
Alex, should I give this
Just
directly?
turn.
to
So
you?
what's-
Oh.
just turned.
Try to find that Mankato. Okay. So you're